All right.
Remember when you got your first job, did you go on a spending spree with your new wage? Well, how can the parents of today teach their kids really good money habits to make sure they can afford to leave home one day? For more, we are joined by Fairfax money columnist Nicole Pedersen-McKinnon. Hello, nice to see you again.
Thank you.
Now, let's start with some stats on teenagers and money. 71% are already thinking about how much they need for the future. 83% seek advice on finance from their parents, and 3/4 put away over half of what they earn each week.
God, millennials are so responsible these days.
So
It's just
responsible.
nauseating.
That's amazing. Are they likely to keep saving that much once they start full-time, Nicole?
Well, look, I hope so, Sarah. I mean, I was surprised and delighted by these findings. So they're from a study by ING, and there were 600 kids in their teenage years and 600 parents, and they were asked these questions. I think the key thing to realise is that, yeah, maybe millennials are more responsible than we think, Joe, but don't forget, these are people that have no sort of cost pressures on them. So this is the golden days when we've got no bills, really, maybe a mobile phone, but nothing really. So it's all kind of wants rather than needs, and the kids can choose where their money goes. As parents, it's really important to keep that going by getting them to target specific and terrific things. I'm a mean mum. My 5-year-old is actually saving for a car. First car, it's going to be pink, and she has $24.
Oh.
I still think they should be sneaking out of their bedrooms and snogging chicks behind the shelter sheds. But anyway, if you are unlucky enough to have a responsible teenager, what should parents have to do if they want the kids to be able to move out before they're, say, I don't know, 40?
40? Well, they could target moving out, couldn't they? That could be one of their specific and terrific goals, although they probably won't want to. The average age is actually now 28, so yeah, you have a vested interest. I know, right? And those come back.
Oh, my gosh.
So you totally have a vested interest in getting your kids to be a fully functioning adult. A couple of things that I really do impress on parents that they need to pass on. First is the need and the ability to delay gratification. So we're all hardwired for that instant gratification. We are, right? But you've got to teach your kids, even from a really young age, to kind of just delay it a little bit. Food is a great way of doing that, even with young children. See if they can savour and even save a little bit for later. Very challenging lesson, but it works. The second thing is communication is absolutely key for parents. Think about it. Physical money barely exists now. So it's harder for this generation to learn about money genuinely than it was for us. You have to get across that idea that something that's invisible is finite. So it's talk, talk, talk. When you tap and go, when you flash the mobile phone to pay for something, when you're internet banking, explain everything.
Even Monopoly these days has got rid of paper money, and it's all swiped on a card.
No.
Yeah.
And tuck shop. I mean, tuck shop from prep, you know, you use your student ID like a tap and forget credit card. Like, it's ridiculous. The patterning is really serious, and it's that's parents' job to kind of combat that.
And if parents are no good at delaying gratification,
No, it's not
for
the
the kids,
problem.
and I know when it comes to shoes, I'm hopeless.
Yeah.
Now, maybe don't tell them that.
Did the kids learn enough about money in school?
Look, it's really interesting. Don't believe anyone who tells you that kids don't learn about money in schools. Because, in fact, Paul Clitheroe, the wonderful Paul Clitheroe, and the Financial Literacy Board has been working for more than a decade now to get money management advice into schools, right? So for the past 3 years, it has been embedded in subjects, not just maths, but also English and science. There's ready-made lesson plans for teachers out there. The problem being that some teachers still don't know about it. They're available at moneysmart.gov.au. Top tip. But look, your teenager's never going to come home and go, hey, we did financial literacy at school today, because they won't really realise it. It's all kind of in there.
You say that young girls have particular challenges. Why's that?
Yeah, they do. Same reason that women have particular challenges. You know, we've got this persistent 16% pay gap. Typically, it's women who take the career breaks, you know, to raise children perhaps, and then we go and live an average of 4 years longer. So really, it's at the young ages that women need to start combating that. So I teach them to have their wits about them, right? That they are worth it, that they need to be independent. A man is not a plan. And again, those target those sweet, sweet goals.
All right, let's recap some of your main points for parents. Communication on where the money comes from is a good one. Teach them how it's good to delay gratification and get them to target sweet goals that are so very close. Before we let you go, Nicole, I've got to ask, have teenagers given up on saving for a house?
Look, I go into schools, I develop my own program, my own sort of all singing, all dancing speech presentations that I do around high schools for graduating classes. I've spoken to thousands of them, and they absolutely have. It's really the house prices that are getting them down. So the thing to get across to them is that actually they have an asset on their side, which is so valuable. It's time. $6 a day, started saving from the first job that you ever have, will make you a millionaire by 60 at an 8% investment return. Fairly typical. Better still, $900,000 of that is free. And that's super powerful. That is, believe me, going to get your teenagers' attention.
Thank you very much. Great talking to you, Nicole Pedersen-McKinnon.
Don't let it go. Where are you putting your money to get 8%?
On the investment market, on the stock market, that's the average return. Certainly not in the bank. But over a longer term, then that's a feasible thing to do.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we'll talk after the show, Nicole.
Now, next hour, Candice Bergen opens up on making